The remains confirmed to be those of Mike Gaine. We kind of knew that, but still, the confirmation, even more sad news for the family.
Yeah, very sad indeed. And I suppose everyone, including the investigating team that are investigating this from Killarney Garda Station, or based in Killarney Garda Station, were working on the assumption through, I suppose, logic that this was, these remains were Mike Gaine, but the confirmation coming through, I suppose yesterday early, the confirmation coming through that the DNA had confirmed it. And I think the family, that was public confirmation, the family, according to sources, had been notified a number of days previous to that, because they've been kept up to date at all times by a Garda liaison officer, and that's a very important role for Garda Síochána to play for them, because it's a very difficult period and a very difficult time, and with all of the continuing focus on this as well, and the continuing fact that it's a live investigation, it's making it very hard. Even people talking over the weekend were kind of wondering about a funeral, but even that is uncertain. Myself and excavators are working on site as well, and there was also during the week, as you remember, the discovery of this machine, or this a chainsaw, I should say, and that has been sent to Forensic Ireland's laboratory to see if any DNA is available from that, and that work has continued. The digging has continued even after the discovery of that chainsaw. There's one or two excavators that are busy on site, but on Friday the Defence Forces Special Engineering team was still there. There seemed to be less activity at the site on Friday, but the excavators were still digging, and what they were digging was being searched through painstakingly by the Defence Forces and the Garda investigators.
So there you have it, guys. It has been confirmed that it is the DNA of Michael Gaine. So sad. May he rest in peace. Let's talk about the timeline before we talk about anything else. On March the 20th, 2025, he was at a local store buying a phone credit, and from what I understand, he picked up a snack there while he was there. March the 21st, his phone went dead. So they're not really saying between March the 21st and March the 21st if there was anybody trying to call him, or if anybody talked to him, or whatever the case may be, but the phone went dead on March the 21st, 2025. So in late March, his car was found right outside the farm. That's the weird part. There was no signs of a struggle, or whatever the case may be. That is the weird part. So did Michael drive the car back to the farm, or was Michael killed close to where the local store was, and somebody put his body in the car and brought the body back to the farm? But that is the weird part. Who kills somebody at another location and brings them back? Unless you know you have access to that farm, unless you know that you can put that body on that farm. Okay, other than that, why would you do that? Okay, there were over 100 acres from what I understand, and so if you dump the body on that farm, it was probably going to be very hard to located. As you can see, it was. Okay, between March and May of 2025, you had the police out there, you had soldiers out there, you had search dogs out there, you had drones out there. Still nobody could find Michael. Okay, and then on May the 16th, 2025, while spreading slurry on his farm, on Michael's farm, his nephew found human remains. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, and guys, I hate to say, it might be a family member, but that's another thing. Did the nephew plan that? Okay, you had all these people out here. You had the police out there, you had soldiers out there, you had search dogs out there, you had drones out there. All of a sudden, you're helping with spreading this slurry on his farm, and you, the nephew, out of all the people in the world, you, the nephew, come across his remains. Are you trying to throw people off of you, of suspecting you, the nephew? That's another thing. And then, guys, May of 2025, as we know, DNA has been confirmed that it was the bones of Michael. It was. Sadly, may he rest in peace. During the week, they also found a chainsaw. That chainsaw was sent to a lab in Ireland to check out for DNA. Even after finding the chainsaw, they kept digging. A few of the machines are still there today as we speak, and the farm is closed off as a crime scene. No one knows yet how long the farm will be sealed. The police have still more places to look within Michael's farm and the nearby land. The team have always wondered if there could be a murder case without a body. Now they have parts of Michael's remains, but they still need to find out how he died. Next, they will try to learn the cause of his death, and then they will try to find out who killed him. But this will not be an easy task. They also want to know how long the remains have been out there and what the bones can tell them as far as when and how it happened. So over the weekend, we all know that they had a man as the main suspect. He spoke to reporters on the street and said that he was innocent, but he keeps changing his story, so that's kind of weird too. People know he lives in council housing in Trilly. Some even saw him playing the flute on the side of the street in order to earn money. All of this has made Michael's family feel even more upset concerning the entire situation. So with all that being said, I'm sure Michael's family is very upset with the police. Upset and frustrated when they learned that the police hadn't checked the big slurry tank properly at first. They wondered if this mistake wasted time and made it harder to find Michael's remains sooner. It hurt them to think that the police might not have looked everywhere they should have, especially in the very place where Michael's remains were found. I'm going to say this because I've been saying this. Anybody, in my opinion, who killed Michael is going to have a close relationship, not only to that family, but probably to that farm. Somebody who has access to that farm. Let's just say hypothetically, and I'm not just saying that this is the way it happened. Let's just say hypothetically, after he bought that phone credit, let's just say hypothetically somebody killed him shortly after he bought the phone credit. Okay, they killed him, they put him in the car, they drove him back to the farm. Anybody who would do that knew that they had to have access to that particular farm in order to dump his body over there. You're not just going to drive his body back to the farm and don't have access to it. So this is why I am thinking that it's somebody that has a relationship with either Michael, his family, one of the workers. Somebody had to have access to that farm, knowing that they could possibly dump his body there and never be found. Okay, as you can see, it took a long time. With all the police, with all the searchers, with all the drones, with all the dogs, it took a long time to find his body, and I'm sure the killer was hoping that they never found him, but they have. And that is my theory. Okay, this is my opinion. Take it or leave it, do whatever you want with it, but I am sticking to my story. This is my theory. I could be completely wrong. And I'm hoping that it's not a family member. I can be completely wrong, but you cannot tell me that it's not somebody who has access to that farm. Somebody is able to come and go on that farm. Whoever that person is, in my opinion, is the person who killed Michael Gaine.
They hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.